Hello and welcome to today's session on creative media and games design, level 3 and level 2 here at Southwest College. You're all very welcome today. If I could just introduce you to my presenters, we have alongside me myself. I am Claire Fidderman and I am head of school for the creative arts. We also then have Caroline Bradley acting as the spokesperson for the level 2 coordinator, the level 2 creative media in Omagh campus, but she will also be speaking for Enniskillen. And then for the level 3, so that's the people looking for the A-level equivalents, we have Kurt Gilmore, coordinator in Omagh, and Sharon Wallace, coordinator in Dungannon. And finally, today Stephen Trimble will be with us to talk about the games programme in both Enniskillen and Omagh campus. So as we go along, you will see in your corner, you will see this in the top right hand corner. You've got a little Q&A icon. If you click on there, you can type in your answer as we're going questions rather as we're going along, and we will answer them hopefully with the information that we have for you. We will answer them, but if not, don't worry, the team will either type or we'll answer all the questions at the end, so we can always recap. There'll be loads of opportunities, but if I'm not sort of responding to you, just don't panic too much. Just know that somebody will either respond or we're going to answer that as we go along. So I'd like to move on to why you should study with Southwest College. So firstly, in any circumstances, whether we're online or we're at home, you can get excellent quality of teaching and learning. We ensure that we have all local links with industry, that you are using the best software, that there's loads of equipment for you, and everybody that is teaching you are industry experts. We all have industrial experience, so we can tell you what it's like and what skills you're going to need to get out there in the real world. And because we're industry people, we bring in our friends as well, so you'll get lots of external teaching and lots of opportunity to meet the professionals. Also, because of the way that we teach, we get a lot of different people, huge amount of diversity, and a more independent learning environment. So we will guide you through and sort of prepare you as you go from level 2 to level 3 or level 3 to level 4 and university. So we can do all that with you. The health and well-being of our students is paramount. We have an excellent ethos around pastoral care and support of our students. I'm a personal tutor. Everybody you meet today is a personal tutor, and they will, guide you. We will support you with any issues that you have. Any concerns, any stresses, and we've got other people such as student services, which I'll discuss in a moment, that can also help you through that. The courses are, as I sort of touched on, designed to ensure that our students are best equipped for the industries that they're going into. So the projects that you will do live projects, you will do projects for other areas within the college, but we teach you everything that you would know at industry. The processes are the same. And we have project-based learning running through everything. Our students will produce work for competitions, they will produce work for actual companies, and we have a student this year has won a prize for an animation competition that we submitted them to. So that's excellent news, and you will have those opportunities as well. Also, we have Erasmus exchanges and work placements as well on some of the programs, so you will get to experience those as well. And we have flexible timetables so that we, typically our full-time courses are timetabled across 4 days, which means that you've got a day for private study or a part-time job or to go and do your sports or whatever it is that you want. But we really do think that it's integral that you have that time away from college to embark on the other things that are actually substantial and intrinsically linked to your ability to progress and become young people and independent learners. So why else would you study at Southwest College? As I've just touched on previously, the pastoral support is vital for us. It's such an important element. So we will help you with your EMA, your student finance, whether if you are over 19, then that would be a grant. We make sure that you have the appropriate support, whether or not, it's one-to-one support for, like myself, dyslexia, or anything else that you need. We have an open door policy in terms of student services and ourselves as the teaching team. Just because I'm somebody's personal tutor doesn't mean that they can only come to me. You can go to any member of the team as you like, and everybody has that same approach. You know, we'd never like to see one of our students fretting, worrying, or unsure on what something to do. So do ask. We're very open people. There are extracurricular activities, there are sports groups, there are you know, sports teams, there are clubs and societies, which I'll mention shortly. And then we have competitions. As I've said, we get you in with the Sobering Moments project with the PSNI, we get you doing work for other people, we get you involved in the Northern Ireland Inter-Colleges Media Awards, which is a really good competition for all aspects of media. We have access to innovation centres. Our teaching spaces are unique. They are studio spaces, they are open plan, they painted weirdy colours as if that makes a difference, but there's loads of opportunity. We have 3D printers, we have laser printers, we have Macs, we have HD cameras, we have green screens, we have motion capture. There's just so much that you get to use this all day, every day, no matter what your level is. Again, we're really embedded in the community, so we do a lot of work with schools. So a few people might see their friends from school still around the college because we deliver A-levels and that kind of stuff. But you know, we're here for you and everybody's there. But I have to say, really good option if you're not, you know, not an A-level type. This is where you come. Our staff, as I again said, we're all from the industry, so we're all. We all have our connections. We have film directors, games producers, sound engineers, camera people, journalists, anything you want, regularly pop in. We organise events so that you get to meet these people, and we also encourage you to try and present your own work to these people, so to get your feedback and what you're going to do and what you need to progress, so that, you know, you can become a more creative and confident person. The one thing I do need to say is experiment and be prepared to fail, and things go wrong. Just don't worry about it, because that's all part of creative learning. So we're happy enough as long as you're having fun. So again, as I sort of mentioned earlier, in terms of finance, we have EMA. So yes, you would need to apply again online this year if you're moving from school, but you're entitled to EMA the same. We have the bus passes as well, and the free meals. All that would stay in place. So you just apply as normal, but you put South West College down as your education provider. We don't need a uniform. You may need a mask. I've got a mask that some of you may see, but you won't need a uniform. You can wear whatever you want. And we like that, because then it puts everybody on a more even keel, we feel, in terms of students along with the teachers. We have endless pathways of progression. You can stay with us and do a 2-year foundation degree or a 1-year top up on top after that into our new visual media arts course that we're validating with the OU. And that gives you the full degree, and you don't even need to leave home. You can be going to a higher level apprenticeship, and we are also developing incubation centres for our students when they finish to be able to maybe set up their own business. We'll take you through the entrepreneurship, and of course, if you're desperate to get away from home, we will all take you through the UCAS process as well, and CAO if you'd like to go down to the south. So don't be afraid, we do all that for you. So we're not all like school. You call us by our first names, you wear your own clothes, but everything else is exactly the same. Again, as I mentioned before, we have international opportunities with Erasmus. We have students who are going out to Malta, and we're keen for that to continue. You know, as long as everything's safe, and once we get the go ahead, that will all be available to all our students. And we deliver online. As I've said, you're sitting watching me online now because of the current situation. Normally you'd be on campus getting bored by me in person, but now we're here, and we have online resources. We teach like this. Our students have had us face to face throughout this entire thing, so nobody needs to start getting stressed. We're putting plans in place, and we will let all our students know, but just rest assured, we've been doing this for a while, so that we're okay. Nothing's really changed. So finally, student life. What's it like to be a student at South West College? Well, we have clubs and societies, as I've mentioned earlier. We have the sports, endless amounts of sports. We have gaming, we have LGBTQ+, and we have Christian groups as well. We have the sports academy teams, and you don't have to be a sports student to be on that. So we can put you in touch with the right members of the team to get you there. So, and if you have a sport that you want to set up, you know, let us know. I still think that South West College needs a surf team, by the way, and a surf club, so we can maybe have a look at that. We've won 2 All-Ireland winning teams this year, the men's Gaelic football and the men's soccer. So, you know, we're out there. The pastoral support that we offer our students and the financial support, I believe, is second to one. And most importantly, I'd like to emphasise the fact that we do have on-site counselling. We have this counselling that the students can come into the student services and they have a referral. It's completely confidential, and also Inspire Student Hub, as you can see here, they also supply our students and service our students online, and it's 24/7, completely confidential. And it's not even just if you're feeling, you know, severe and you think, well, I don't really need to go. If you're feeling in any way anxious and a little bit overwhelmed at any time, it's good to go. It's always good to go. And then we can go through, or the counsellors, not myself, can go through strategies to help you, deal with the pressures and sort of order things. So, you know, don't ever be alone. As well, in student services, you will know the team by the end of your journey here with us. We have a careers service on every single campus, and they will take you through all the different options, but they will also support you during the UCAS journey as well. So while your personal tutors will work with you on that, we have the officers down there as well on every single site, who you just make an appointment with, or sometimes you just walk in and they will help you. They're also very good if you need to contact a university to find something out at making that call for you. So don't feel that you don't get that support. As I said, EMA and FE grants are also there. And if you're having any issues or you're worried about your attendance or you don't think your payment's right, you just drop into student services and they will get that sorted for you. And finally, learning support. Anybody with additional needs is entitled to one-to-one sessions outside of their classroom as well. So this person you can have in-class support, as we generally do in all of our creative classrooms, but then you can also get the one-to-one sessions outside, which can help you with ordering your thoughts, proofreading, and meeting deadlines and managing your time. So that's that. So now I've done all the sort of boring nitty-gritty stuff, I'll pass you over to the team. So the courses that we have available are the Level 2 Cambridge Technical Diploma in Media with a certificate in art and design, which is, if you don't get the grades that you think at GCSE, don't panic. By the time you finish this 1-year course, you will have 5 GCSE equivalents. The A-level equivalents are the BTEC Extended Diploma in Creative Media and the BTEC Extended Diploma in Games Design. But the team will now talk you through this. So I'd like to introduce you and pass you over to my dear friend and colleague, Caroline Bradley from OMA, to go through the Level 2 Media.
Hello everyone, hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to cover OMA and Enniskillen, where we work very closely together. Heather Ellis is the coordinator for there, and we work together. So what I'm going to present now will be the same what you're going to get in Enniskillen as well. So just to start off with, it's a 1-year course. It's a small class setup, so you don't need to worry. It's not like school where there's 30 or more in a class. It's a very small class. You get to know people very easily that way. And also because of our community, our media community, our creative community, you'll get to know everyone else in Level 3 or even foundation degree. So it's really, really nice moving forward. Even if you want to continue to Level 3, you already know some faces, you'll know some staff because they pop in and out of the class, or you're going to be taught by some of those. It's 100% coursework, so there is no exams. There is 2 visits we have a year from our external examiner. So the good thing I feel is that you will have some units achieved by Christmas, and then after Christmas you'll complete the next set up to June. So you'll be doing the media. To cover what we do in the media, you'll be doing graphic design, you'll be doing photography, you'll be making a short film. There's also a theory unit there to understand, the theory behind making a film, how people read media. So it's a really good introduction to media if you want to move on into that sector. It's also the same for games. You can move on, do this course, decide you want to go down the games route. The good thing about level 2 is it opens the door to go down any of the creative paths. And as Claire said, it's equivalent to 5 GCSEs. You also get an art certificate in this, so one of the classes you have will be art. Now, the first thing I'll say is not to put off thinking that I need to be really good at art. It actually, out of all the years that we've been doing it, most students love it because it's a little bit of a breakaway and we get to explore some of those weird and wonderful artists and designers out there. And it all intertwines, it all links in. It's great to be able to have a variety of doing traditional as well as the likes of modern art and technology. So it all comes together and links all together. We have a really good community. I've said that before. You can progress then on to level 3 media or the level 3 games or IT. There is a lot of options, even art. And as I say, you'll be well acquainted with the college and who the staff are, and you'll get to know other people and other classes. So the year flies in, and one of the things I really want to push home is it's important. It's a 1-year course, but it's important to have a real interest in the subject. It's going to cover a lot of ground. There's radio as well. I don't think I've mentioned that. So you cover a lot of topics in media that you can then, decide, get a feel for everything of what kind of interests you. And that can help going forward. And it is, a lot of our students move on to do our level 3 media or level 3 games. So I'm just checking if there's any, again, if you want to get in touch with me, if any more details on level 2, we do have a Facebook page for our media department, SWC OMA Media, and you can see what we do there. You can also contact us through that through Messenger. I think I can share email addresses, I'm sure, at some point, but you can reach out, or if you reach out to the college, they'll point you in the right direction. We've guest speakers. That's one of the last things I wanted to say. We've went on trips. We've had guest speakers in. We try that year to really get a great variety. So the year will fly in, and not to panic about working virtually. That us in the media department, that's nothing new to us. You will be well acquainted to that when you start. So don't panic about that. And that's me.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Caroline. That's exactly right. So that's Caroline Bradley, and you'll be able to find her email address. So as a level 3 coordinator in Enniskillen, I'm actually going to hand you over to my partners in crime now. It's Kirk Gilmore in OMA will go first, and then Sharon Wallace, my other counterpart on the Dungannon campus, will take you through the extended diploma in creative media production, our 2-year course. That's the equivalent of 3 A-levels. Apologies for the names, guys.
Well, at least you didn't call me Sharon. I'll go with that. So yeah, my name's Kirk Gilmore. Hello, welcome. I'm the coordinator for level 3 in OMA. Claire, as she mentioned, is the coordinator in Enniskillen, and Sharon, who you'll hear from in a wee second, is Dungannon. So our extended diploma is 2-year course. So you start with us the same as you would for your A-levels. You would do your AS and your A2 equivalent at school. You're with us for 2 years. There's 18 units roughly over the 2 years, and it's broken down on all campuses into project-based learning. So even though there seems like there's a lot of units, a lot of those are clumped together where you may be working on one project, but it is actually across 3 or 4 different units. In the first year, we learn the basics. Everybody starts from the beginning. So some people come thinking, oh God, I've never done anything with media at school before. I know I want to go and work in the industry, but I may not be the same as everybody else who's done it before. Do not worry. Everybody starts from the very, very beginning. Some people may have had experience, but sometimes that can go against them because they've learned bad habits for filming maybe that they've learned. So everybody learns from the exact same beginning. We have pre-production techniques, communication techniques to show you how to bring your ideas to fruition, get them down on paper, learn how to pitch it to an audience of the class. Then we have practical units such as single camera techniques, understanding video technology. We do in OMA is a multi-camera, so you'll actually learn how to use multiple cameras, and with some students who've went on to work filming local GA games, Strictly Come Dancing, who've went into that field. There are units in animation and Enniskillen. There are social documentary, social action units in Dungannon. Some campuses have their own specialisms. We have some radio and audio units, as we have an audio specialist in OMA. We tie those in that if you're learning how to make, for example, a documentary, you're learning the video side of it, but you're also learning how to bring that product to an audience in a different format. And there is a different set of principles in that. So you will learn how to not only bring something to an audience in one format. So some people come thinking I want to work in the media industry, but I don't know roughly where I want to go. So the way we have designed the course for you is to build its steps over the 2 years. We'll start off at the beginning, bring you in, learn skills in camera, sound recording, photography, video editing, some Photoshop, some journalism stuff, some design things, and it's to give you as many skills as we can give you in the 2 years to launch you on to where you want to go. And we have had students who've come and they go on to do filmmaking. We have some who've went on to be radio presenters. We have others who've went on to do fashion journalism in St Martin's in London. We have others who've went on to do animation, computer games. Some stay with us for our foundation degree and our degree that we now have starting in September. So if you want to go and do marketing, our course is very good to get you the skills that you can use for social media like this, for example. Even one of the people behind the scenes here is an ex-student of ours, and we're greatly thankful for her support today, Ashlyn. And the video you see later on, another college employee, Chris, was one of our students for 4 years. Ashlyn started when she was at GCSEs all the way through to, she left us for a little bit and then came back for a degree, foundation degree, and then went on to Ulster and did very, very well. We'd like to congratulate her. So the way we do it is we're in the studio. We will hopefully be in the studio in September practical. We have done some practical stuff online. Do not panic with the online teaching. We will take you through it. We will show you how to do things. We've been very good with video tutorials, showing you how to get some free software and software at home, and learn the skills to make you a media producer, no matter what route you want to go down to create some good content. There is also a photography and employability unit that is a GCSE built onto it as well with us in OMA, and I know the employability is in the other campuses as well. Want to bring in Sharon here if she wants to add a couple of things about the course as our Dungannon representative. Sharon.
Thank you, Kirk. Guys, I think Kirk's pretty much covered everything there. You need 4 GCSEs for entry, but we do have the level 2. So if you do not get those GCSEs that you need for the level 3 course, we can work with you and get you up to a level 3 course. After the 2 years, you will come out with the equivalent of your 3 A levels, and the grades that you will get in BTEC are 3 passes up to 3 distinction stars. We have a lot of students who get those top grades, so you will be able to go forward from that into university or into our foundation degree, very confident in the grades that you've got and very confident in the practical skills that you've got. I think the Dungannon campus, we focus a lot on the visual. So rather than having maybe separate audio units that are assessed separately, excuse me, we have a lot of visual. So ours is film and editing primarily, with audio built into the units. So example units that you will have in Dungannon will be advertisement production for TV. You will have documentary production. You will have music video production, social action production, corporate and promotional production, which is where we would be asked by other companies outside of the college to make promotional videos for them. And where possible, we will take those projects, We will work that into our assignments, and we will bunch units together so that you will make a project for an outside company, but you will be assessed by doing that. We also have photography, and we have Photoshop units. We have film studies for those that want to analyse films and be critical and journalistic about your analysis of those films. I don't really think there's very much more I can add to what Kirk has said, except that we have guest speakers who are not only past students in some cases, who have gone on into the likes of the BBC, into film production companies. Some have set up their own companies, but we also bring in producers as much as we can, industry experts as much as we can. So your whole 2 years will be practical based, but small teams working very well together. And I think I will pass over then to Stephen to talk about the games. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Stephen, coordinator of the Diploma in Games Design and Sub-Diploma in Interactive Media in Enniskillen. It is quite similar to the extended diploma in games design that is run in OMA as well. There are a number of modules that are exactly the same. However, there are a couple that I'll talk about later that differentiate the two courses from each other. So starting off with the main modules that are covered, or the content that is covered, is you'll be doing a lot of 3D modeling, so creating 3D models, assets for a game environment. 3D animation, so looking at maybe characters or other types of animation, working with keyframes and timing and all that type of thing as well. You'll be using industry standard software for that, so we use Autodesk Maya for all of our kind of 3D work. In Enniskillen anyway. It might be 3ds Max in OMA possibly. We also work in a game engine. In Enniskillen, again, we work with Unreal Engine, and I believe in OMA they work with Unity. You'll be creating a 2D game and also a 3D game. There will be other modules as well, like coming up with ideas for new games, pitching those ideas, creating game design documents for those, outlining all the different kind of sections and features that will be incorporated with that game, as well as mechanics and visuals as well. There are a couple of other modules as well that are kind of aimed more towards maybe the business end. So it's all about planning, making sure that you hit your deadlines, that you know what you need to get done and how much time you have left to do it, that type of thing. So the part that differentiates both courses then is the Enniskillen campus course would be more visual and artistic. So you would do a lot more kind of graphic design type of modules as well. So it may be coming up with posters or box cover art. Some modules as well incorporate kind of Twitch banners and stuff, making your own logo, that type of thing. Whereas the OMA campus would be more geared towards programming. So you would be looking at potentially things like C++ or C#, JavaScript. There's also HTML. There's also, I believe, human interface devices as well. So looking at the connection between game controllers and the computer and that type of thing.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Stephen. I think that just brings me on to the very final sort of course that we have listed there, and that is the BTEC Level 3 90 credit diploma in creative media. And as you can see, it's the very bottom of the slide there that says there's a games or media pathway. This course is equivalent to 1.5 A-levels, and it only runs for 1 year. And we recommend this for any student who doesn't get the perhaps the results that they wanted to go on to university and needs to top up UCAS points, so this is a handy way to do that, or has studied at school and never had the opportunity to do media or games and would like to do something just to see before they go off to university. So that's that. Or given the circumstances this year, if you're unsure about going to university and you just want to take a year out but haven't really any plans and travel maybe not the answer this year, then this is the ideal gap year. It's a free course that you can do for 1 year, come out with an extra qualification and then tootle off to university. But you've heard from the staff. What we'd like now is for you to actually take it from our students who have put this, as we said, an ex-student has put this video together, and it's our current and past students in it just telling you why you should pick our college.
For A-levels, I didn't know whether I wanted to continue on with it or go to Southwest College, but I knew that I always wanted to work in media.
I really enjoy these things. I think the creative side of production is really fun.
I've always had an interest in game design, and it's always a chance to learn new software.
I felt like this was the right choice, and it turns out that it really was, because I went on to do a 2-year course in video game design in Nottingham.
I love it here. My creative freedom holds no bounds, and it's great here.
I really explored all my creative skills and now I feel more confident.
I'm very looking forward to the new degree that's starting next year in the £29 million campus.
So how do you apply? Basically, you go to our college website, you click apply in the corner, and it'll take you through the process of what you have to do. All our applications this year are online, but the process is very simple. So if you want to have a look and you're not sure quite what courses, then go to our courses tab, click that, put in the search or pick from the side the area of interest. So for us, it would be the creative media and photography and games design. And you click that there, you'll see us, and then all the different courses that we've outlined today are there. When you go into each set course, then you can pick between what campus you want. So whether or not it's Omagh, Dungannon or Enniskillen, and then you just pop that session into the basket. There is no payment, but your basket and your trolley then takes you to the next section. So you can just know that that's what you're applying for. You can pick more than one course, so don't think that you've just got to stick with one. But I would recommend anyway, the media is your first choice. However, it's all very simple, and when you click into the courses and get the course information, you will see our email addresses. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to email any one of us today. And it doesn't matter if you email the wrong person, we're such a good team that we will always just pass that on to the other, if that's okay. So finally, over to you. If anybody has any questions, remember the Q&A, tap it into there and we will just read it out and answer. Well, it looks like everybody's got everything answered. I suppose the one thing I would say that maybe myself and the team forgot to mention was that don't worry if you don't get the GCSE English and Maths. We have the essential skills, level 2, level 3, and for all our students who get a D, we will also put on GCSE classes in English or Maths to get you up to your GCSE as well, and that will all be free. And we put the courses integral to your main programme, so there's no evening classes or anything for you. Does any of the team have anything that they'd like to say, or anything we may have forgotten?
No, just everybody, we look forward to hearing from you. If you want to reach out to us, we're more than happy, as Claire said, to answer any questions.
That's absolutely spot on. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Sharon. And thank you, Kirk. And thank you to the team for keeping this going, and to you for attending and listening to us. Thank you so much. It was lovely to have this opportunity to speak to you. And remember, ask us at any time, drop us an email, ask a question, but we hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you. Goodbye.